What's up, y'all? Yo, when you look around today and you see all the people that are going through it today, not only just going through it, not feeling like they have anybody in their corner. Think about that. When you seeing so many people struggling out here just in relationships, and we have the holiday coming up, you have people that are literally clocked out, clocked out to the point where as though they don't even see being around their families. Families are separated. You got cousins, you got sisters, you got all type of siblings and family members that are just distant. You got a lot of people that feel this way. Not only just feeling that way, but they feel like clocking out. We see more depression today than ever. And you can tell that this stems from the pandemic really did put a hurt on a lot of people's livelihood. It put a lot of strain on people's lives by being in a marriage whereas though it caused divorces. Because you gotta remember, when people got when people were stationed at their home, and I say stationed at their home, they were working from home. Working from home, you waking up to the same partner. That same partner was used to you leaving the house. Or they most likely probably left the house. Y'all had separation. So now what tends to happen is as time go on, people start looking at people a lot different. And then when they start looking at each other different, they like, yo, I'm tired of looking at this person. It is what it is. It's just what it is. I think it's human nature. You get to a point where you get tired of people. And then when people start becoming tired of each other, they start to have a disdain. It's like, oh, I'd rather just be alone. And then next thing you know, you started seeing a push of people wanting to be alone. And that's on both sides, men and women. And when you start seeing, I'm going to be honest with you, you're seeing women, but at the same time, it's more men that are more so single and by themselves. And a lot of men have chosen that. And I know the pandemic had a lot to do with it because it caused a lot of divorces and separation. And then not only that, when you look around and you see how everything is set up today, how everything kind of plays out, it plays out in a way where it's also it's like unfair. It's like an unfair balance. Like, and it's not a give or take. When you're looking at these today's situations, when it comes to people being alone, people are choosing to be alone for a reason because it's like, yo, I'd rather do things by myself. And when you rather do things by yourself, you get caught up in the evolution of like, yo, I can do better by myself. And once you tell yourself you can do better by yourself, it's lights out, it's clocked out. You're no longer going to be looking for relationships. So when you're not looking forward for a relationship, you already set yourself up for to be by yourself because it's more comfortable. And we definitely live in a world now where as though the comfortability of people wanting to be by themselves is growing. Like even when you seeing women now saying, "Yo, I'd rather be by myself," but they still had their girlfriends. When it comes to guys, we really do clock out and be like, "No, I'm by myself," and they happy. Like, no, don't get it twisted. From a person going through a divorce, I love being by myself because I was always by myself, even with my friends. No one ever lived with me. So when you look at life now, it's like, yo, this is comfortable. But the problem is, it's starting to become so comfortable to the point where as though more people are starting to jump on that trend when you're starting to spend money just on yourself, it becomes something that's like, oh, a freak of nature. Like it starts to become a good habit. You're like, damn, I'm able to save more money, more money. Then when you start to save more money, it's like, wait a minute. Then you go out on a date. You be like, this shit for the birds. Like, I don't feel like doing this. Like, because then you start to see that it doesn't play out well. It don't play out well because you're starting to see more people being taken advantage of. When you're seeing more people being taken advantage of, you start seeing people say, yo, I don't want to go on this date. I don't want to do this. And it's because when you start to keep your money to yourself, you do start to become a little bit more selfish. You know, I mean, I hate how these comments just like leave like that. Chat, live chat. There we go. Welcome. I'm totally comfortable being alone. A lot of us comfortable being alone. A lot of us, because you start to get more done. Like when you start to get more done in life and you see that you do it by yourself, it's a scary thing because it actually starts to hurt the relationships that you already have. That's if your relationship is already in a place where as though it can be saved. But if your relationship can't be saved, it's over with. This is why you're starting to see a lot of guys be like, yo, I'm out. I'm cool. I'm cool. But then we in an era now where as though nobody can't really last now. That's why being alone is like the thing right now for a lot of people. But then you look around, you're seeing a lot of people struggling now. A lot of people. You seeing guys now say, yo, I'm cool. This is the problem. When you have a bunch of men that live by themselves and they taking care of their bills and they doing their daily activities, their chores, they going places, they doing stuff with their friends, or they might be doing stuff by themselves. Guys are comfortable. We're content. But it's when we get to a point where as though it's time to get back into a relationship and that flow, you clock out. That's why it's hard to go on a date. Because once you get comfortable of just spending your money, you start looking at everything else like, well, wait a minute. If I'm going out on a date or I'm messing with this female, it get to a point where it's like, yo, I'm not feeling this because I'm spending money and she just sitting there like, yo, just taking everything. She don't even offer nothing. And I understand that a lot of times people try to resort back to old times. Those old times are up. When you're seeing men and women both making good salaries, but the world look as like the man needs to always keep coming out of pocket, it makes men clock out. It's true. Just from being in it, just from being in a marriage, going through a divorce right now, made me realize, ooh, like it's like the way the world is set up. It's set up to make one party really go through a struggle, whereas though that one party don't really have to go through that struggle. But at the same time, we want to have kids, we want to have a good family. But at the end of the day, what is a good family today? Having a good family is not all about a man suffering. And if you look around, you're seeing more and more men clock out to the point they unaliving themselves. It cannot be the same trajectory. Every man ain't out here making high six figures or a millionaire or a billionaire. If that was true, then we'd have every female. But you don't want to have every female because then when you look around at that, you're seeing females actually run do millionaires and billionaires. They file lawsuits. I've been taken advantage of. Who wants to deal with that? Who wants to deal with the chaotic world that we live in today? Whereas though even if you do have money, it still doesn't solve your issues. It don't solve anything. All it do is it actually starts to hurt you because let's be real. I make good money, but I also know that at a time when I was outside all the time, always partying and having a different girl, I realized that it slows your growth down. It really does because you're so busy trying to present yourself into a good light with a relationship. You're like, yo, I'm that guy. I'm the guy that's going to make sure she's smiling when she wake up. But at the end of the day, you start losing. That's when I started noticing. That's when I started going broke. I'm like, yo, you can't keep up going on dates all the time. For some odd reason, I think the world done painted Valentine's Day, all these holidays to be implemented around buying, 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 buying. But at the end of the day, when you look around, when it's time to invest, when it's time to do stuff like this, framing and doing renovations and stuff like this, by myself, you look at everything else and say, wait a minute, it's taken away from me rather than help me. And it don't help you because when you start noticing, especially with guys, when guys really do start doing stuff, you'll notice that that moves the world. Because if you notice, majority of the companies in the world are owned by men. It's owned by men because they said what happens is men think about the whole overall picture. It's not a knock on women, but it shows you that men really do look at the overall picture. That's why when you look at companies, they're owned by men because these are companies that gives you work, able to go home with a 1040 W2 paycheck that you paying taxes on. It just is what it is. Whereas though they show women is more entrepreneur women. But this is the problem. They're self companies. They said they deal with hair, they deal with products, dealing with facials, all types of different stuff that's dealing with cosmetic stuff, eyeliner, all these things that don't really help society. It's all the beauty show. It's just what it is. It is what it is. So when you're looking at life in that way, you will look at it and say to yourself, wait a minute, this is how life should be. But in actuality, life don't really pay out that way. That's why a lot of people choosing to be alone because they get more done. And when you get more done being alone, it's hard to really take on matters of just wanting to be in a relationship and thinking that both parties going to be able to look out for each other. More people are being taken advantage of. When you're seeing more and more people being taken advantage of out here, it's making people give up hope. And when you give up hope, you already clocked out because you already have your motives are not even the same as when it was pure. Like when you was just a young pup in your teenage years, you was happy just to go out on a date. As you get older, you have multiple girlfriends. You have multiple things going on. You start to look at life different. It's just what it is what it is. This is why, like, when you look at social media, you're seeing like certain dates. You're seeing people record on their dates. Why are you recording on your date? Talking about this person is a lame. When in actuality, when you're recording somebody on a date, the person that's the lame is the person that's doing the recording. But at the same time, you're calling people that's taking a girl on a date and she's actually going on a date just for a dinner, not to get to know you. So when you look at that, you're seeing on social media, it's making a bunch of men say, I'm cool. I'm cool. And it's well worth it. It's well worth them looking at life and say, nah, I'm cool. You know what I mean? What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling? So when you looking at life like that, it'll make you actually move a little different out here. You know what I mean? Life is not supposed to be easy, but it's not supposed to be that difficult to meet people. I'm glad that I got the gift of the gab. I had a good conversation. I have a good time, but I'm not dumb and I'm not privy. I'm privy to seeing what I'm seeing when it comes to a lot of dudes. And I see it because when I'm out and I'm going about and I'm walking through the malls and I'm doing my thing, what's going on? What's good, babe? So when I'm walking in the mall, especially with my son, I'm walking, I greet and you know, what I mean, the females say something back. They, hey, what's going on? And I have a good time. I have a good time. But I also see when I see dudes walking through and I notice how they don't feel confident. You can see it when you see dudes walking around and you're like, damn, dude, you need to relax. He just look nervous. Like, here's what it is. I think the society of so many people being in the house all the time, being alone, causes them to stay that way. Think about it. If a guy stay in the house all the time, especially in his teenage years sets you up for failure. I'm gonna tell you that right now. In your teenage years, if you don't go outside and get off of the game and actually do stuff outside, it's going to make you so uncomfortable with going outside and being around females. For some odd reason, it just does. I grew up, I'm an 80s baby. I'm 45 now, 45. I just turned 45 not long ago. So I was able to come up in the era where I was outside a lot, playing around, play with the females. You do little crazy stuff here and there. But then they get to a point where as though you start to realize that it helps you. It helps men grow. So when it helps you grow, you able to know how to talk to females. You know what's inappropriate. I used to think that every person knows what's inappropriate. You don't, because you put it like this. Yo, I am broke. What's up, baby? No, I'm not. Or am I? Yeah, right. You wish. So when you look at that, you look at how men operate. We operate differently. But at the same time, what's happening now is you got a lot of men that's being raised by females. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it is kind of a bad thing because guys don't really have that intuition to say, yo, this is how I need to move. I need to operate. They're operating so different now. So when you're looking at the women operating totally different now. So when we come together, we butt heads. Don't nobody like nobody. It's like, yo, you know what I mean? Let me see. Hey, or am I? Hold up. Am I what? I don't even know what that means. So I just think it's just we in sad times right now. And let's be real, we got the holiday coming up, Thanksgiving. You're going to have a lot of people out here that's going to trying to figure out where they're going to go at, where they're going to get their meal. You got some people right now, not some, you got a lot that don't have family houses to go over. They just home. And if you don't know how to cook, you're going to have a lonely Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Well, yeah. What do you mean? What? So when you say, what do I mean? What do I mean on what? What do I mean on what? When I talk about lonely, or you just coming in? So when I'm talking about when I talk about lonely, I'm talking about people that have no nobody around, nobody to really show love to them, show interest in them, show them that it's more to life. It's more. It's good to have a relationship with people. A lot of people don't have relationships with people. Think about it. You got a lot of people out here that don't have friends. And that's sad. When you don't have friends, somebody you can actually pick the phone up to talk to say, yo, what's going on? Pass knowledge off to each other, give advice. You know what I mean? Something that's helpful. Hello, what's going on? Hello. So when you're looking at that, you're looking at people that are just stagnated out here. And it's sad because when you're looking at that, like I'm glad that I had people I could talk to. But you also have to have a mentality that I should be able to go out here and do stuff. You know what I mean? While you're nice. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. So it just make you realize that you gotta have more to do out here. Like I want to be honest with you. I think one of the biggest downfalls, especially when it comes to us as men, and I'm glad I do this. I go outside. I go out like today. I'm going out and I'm going out to have a little bit of fun. But when I go out fun, but I'm going out with a female though. So you know what I mean. We good. We good. So new friend of mine, and we good. But you got guys that can't do that. You don't always have to be smashing everything. Not to say, you know what I mean, that's my aim. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it is what it is. Do you want to do you want to dig to I don't want to look, I don't want to do neither one. But it just make you understand that what I'm doing later on tonight, this is something I like to do. Go out, have fun, wine and dine, then I go home. Or you know what I mean? But this is a good friend of mine. But you got guys that can't do that unless they're going out with a female. I do stuff by myself a lot too. I go out, don't want to meet nobody. I just go out. I go here for a drive. I might go to a lounge. Dog, when I be at the lounge, I be out in the lounge, and next thing you know, I'm sparking a conversation with somebody. Next thing you know, we busting up, don't even know each other. Then when you leave, that's it. But it's sweet because you out. Let me see. Are you a no, I'm not an actor. I know the guardian angel, right? Good deeds. You're a great person, you know? Oh, appreciate it. Appreciate it. So when you look at that, matter of fact, for instance, yo, how often do we go out and we go out for a walk?
Lots of times.
Exactly. I teach my son that. I teach my son.
Like, it's good to get outdoors, man.
Yup, I said good to get outdoors. I teach my son that. So my son, as he grow up, yo, put under the cover in your drawers. My son wilding out. So when I look, where's your child? Mind your business. You don't need to know where my child at. A child right there. Oh man, where you from? I'm from Philly. So when I go out, we go out a lot. And when we go out to have a good time. And when we go out to have a good time, the main motive is to go out and have a good time. But younger mentality, me, I used to think I had to go out and meet a new John, had to get as many girls as possible. You either strike out or you strike. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You knock them pens down. But at the same time, let me see, where did you get your mic from? Hold up, before I answer that. Yo, what's up, Blue? What's up, baby? I ain't been on this page in a minute. I remember you, Westside Blue. What's up, baby? Can you let me know right now? Can you hear me good in this mic? Westside Blue? Oh, appreciate the sub, baby. Appreciate the sub. Hey, Westside Blue. What's up, baby? LA? I think you LA, if I'm not mistaken. You LA. I got this mic from, I think you, hold on, I'll tell you right now. I don't know what it sounds like. I got 3 different mics. I haven't used this in months. This is my first time using this in months. So this right here. But I'm going to keep it real with you. The better mic, I'm going to show you right now. This is my favorite mic right here. Right here. The DJI right here. That's my favorite mic. I'm gonna show you right now. See? This is my favorite mic. But I got 3 different mics because I also do other stuff on different channels. So that's why. So good looking. If my mic sound good, that's a good. I'm gonna tell you this right now. This mic is good for indoors. I'm telling you this right now. This right here, it's the cheapest. It's like $40. It's a good mic in the house. In the house. Not outside. This one, perfect outside. The wind could be blowing. I could be in a goddamn tornado. You going to not hear the wind because I can stop the wind. You can stop it with this one too, but it's not as good. So in the house, I use it. I try to utilize all my stuff. But my main thing is though, man, I want a lot of you out here to actually be doing your thing out here. And when I say doing your thing, I'm talking about I want us guys to start to be a little bit more productive. But get your asses outside. Stop staying indoors. Get outside. Take walks. Like me coming out of Philly, we got an area called Kelly Drive. I walk Kelly Drive a lot. You know what I mean? Let me see. I walk Kelly Drive a lot. Not only that, I'll be down Center City. I'll be going to different places. Like today, I'm taking my son to well, I said I was taking you at kid. I'm taking them to this fun spot up in Jersey, called Kids Empire. Fun spot, fun spot. They got one in Philly, outside of Philly, and then they got another. I don't know which one I'm gonna go to, but I'm gonna go to one.
Have a bunch of them?
Yeah, they got a couple of them, couple. So I'm gonna take him to one of them, and I do that. And he playing, doing his thing, I'm handling business on my tablet. I take my tablet, I go do my thing. That's the thing, man. Y'all gotta get your asses outside. Stop staying indoors. Stop, because this is what's going to happen. I'm gonna keep it real with you, because I remember when I started staying in the house. Oh, my fault. I'm a fast talker. My fault. Talk slowly, bro. I'm a fast talker. I'm hyper. I'm a hyper person. Your son is calling you. No, he not. Stop making it sound like I'm a deadbeat. Talking about my son calling me. Look, he back there playing Robux. I'll slow it down. I am a fast talker. Let me slow it down. Nah, my fault. I be talking quick. You can tell I'm a city mouth. I be talking quick. We talk fast. I apologize. I talk, but that's why I tend to let me see. Very interesting guy you are. Appreciate it. Hey, look, they love me on all my pages, man. I be doing my thing, but I try to help people out by giving advice because I've been through a lot, dog. I've been through it. I've been through ups and downs. I've been through bankruptcy to protect my properties and stuff like that. I've dealt with all type of stuff. Going through a divorce right now. I know what it's like to go through ups and downs, but I'm not one of them people that's depressed though. I'd be like, because dog, I bought everything I have on my own. So I don't rely on nobody. And I think a lot of times when you don't rely on people, you able to get over a lot of things. Like, I don't know if a John ever cheated on me before, but if it did, I don't know. But at the same time, I can leave relationships when I feel as though it ain't operating correctly. Like, I'm like, I'm cool. And I think a lot of dudes out here gotta operate that way. Like, especially, no, tell the truth. It ain't nothing worse when you got somebody you cool with, like one of your mans, and you looking at them, you're like, dude, it's no way you operating like this in life. You be looking at them like, look, where's your wife? She at home, at her home, or where she live at? She good. We good. We on good terms. You know, we good. That's the thing. Just because you're going through a separation don't mean I got to butt heads. Of course, you're going to battle in the beginning. You're going to have some. You're going to have some fights. You know, even when they get a new dude, you might have to fuck them up. You know, you might have to put hands and feet on them, but you try not to. You try to say, all right, long as respect is given. But when don't get it twisted. Respect was also that line was crossed one time, and we don't got that issue no more. You know what I mean? So at the same time, you gotta be mindful, but you also gotta keep your mind, your mentality intact. Like, you gotta be able to understand, especially as a man, you gotta understand that you don't want to go OK corral and lose your mind. That's why a lot of times, man, when you see things are starting to get out of hand, you gotta nip it in the bud. And sometimes a fight will happen. You never know. But you don't want it to go to that. But at the same time, sometimes people only understand repercussions until their jaw is broken or something happens. But you never want to resort to that. You want to make life comfortable. When you see things starting to get out of hand, you want to say to yourself, all right, have a conversation, say what you got to say, as long as you walk away and everybody respectable. But you know, we live in a world now where as though people rather you show them rather than tell them. So, but look, I'm about to go ahead and get my workout in. And after I get my workout, I'm gonna go ahead and cook my meal. And that way me and my son get out of here and go ahead so he can have some fun. But look, y'all, much love, much success, and hopefully y'all stay on y'all grind out here. And be mindful of the things y'all do out here. Don't be going gun ho and thinking y'all gotta be making all this money and spending all your money up just trying to make people like you. Nah, if motherfucker ain't liking you right now, they ain't gonna like you later. All you doing is buying their heart, and you can't buy nobody's heart. You know what I mean? Let me see. Read much. Hold on. Let me see. Boys, read the chat. You like cricket? You like cricket? I ain't paying you no money, yo. That's why I'm ignoring you. No, man. All right, look, y'all be safe out here. Look, hey, look, boyish. Read my chat. You wild. All right, yo, be safe out here.